Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Legends of Mushroom video. It's been a while. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's day going? Today, I'm going to be going over what you guys should be doing with your souls. Soul shards, whatever you guys want to do. What you should be doing with your souls. So, prioritization and how you should guys be using them. So let's dive right in here. If you guys like the video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Alright, let's get into this. So as you can see, here's my breakdown of my souls. So I have 2 pinks and I just got this one today. And this is what I want you guys to do. So there is 2 different ways you can get souls primarily. I'll talk about secondary in a second. You can climb the tower. Every 10 floors, you get 10 crystals. You open crystals, and you get these different crystals. Red being the best you can get from crystals, and pink being overall best from fusions. You can use the other ones. You cannot salvage red, but you can salvage other ones to get these essences that you use to upgrade them. Now, in order, you want to get all the reds as fast as you can early game. The 3 ways I have figured it out how to get these are: 1, you can either pull it from the soul prayer. 2, you can get it from here. You can get it from the family brawl shop. This one helps a lot. This one's nice if you can get it from the family brawl shop. The other way is from events, or you can get it in cross-server matchmaking, but these are the red soul selection 2s, so those are really important when you focus on it. The red soul ones are very easy to get. Those are going to be your friendly ones, and they're going to help you get through the early game. Now when you get to late game, and you're talking when you're above 30k power, 30 mil power, however you want to do it, you want these pink souls. And these pink souls basically give you double attributes, and they give you a third attribute that is, whether it could be mythic, it can be legendary, it can be it can be uncommon, something around there, I believe. And they basically gives you a third passive. It's kind of like an anifex, which could be like this. This is one of the best ones in the game. Global basic attack damage plus 4%. That's really, really good. Now, once you start to get these reds, all these basic reds, these basic reds are ones that, these are all level tier 1 reds. These ones you want to have a full inventory of, and you probably will before you get a pink one. Now, to get pink ones, you need a red soul 1 and a red soul 2. You can't do this. You can't add a red soul 1 and a red soul 2. It's not how it works. You have to have a red soul 1 and a red soul 2. Now, to get that, you most likely either get it from an event, like the roll, if you can switch out. I know the gachas sometimes have it, and especially those spinner events where you can swap out the reward for a red soul selection 2. That's also something, but the main source, if you're free to play like me, will definitely just be getting it right out of the cross arena. So if you go in here, cross server arena, once you get 4,000 medals, you buy one right here. This will be the best way you get those medals. The best way you'll get those red soul 2s. So once you get out of there, you go in here, and then you do the fusion where you add your unequip your red soul 1, and you get this. I wouldn't get your red soul 2 and then equip it to replace a red soul 1 you're not using. For instance, if I have, for instance, this one right here. I'm not a counter person. I don't need counter. I've seen some people replace a red soul 2 here instead of this counter. You don't want to do that, and here's why. For instance, if you're looking at defense bonus, if you have the second one in here in this slot because you're not using it and you're an archer like me, and you equip this and have this one here, this is defense bonus. But once you merge it, as you can see, for giving horns, it becomes global defense, which is a lot higher than the bonus. You want global. You don't want this. So as soon as you get rid of this, as soon as you get that second soul, don't replace it with something that's useless like this. Just wait till you get this as your last pink soul. Just wait. Just merge it immediately. Now in the order you should do it, it really depends on your class, okay, in getting pinks. If you are a mage, I would either recommend going for an HP or your attack first. And then second, you would want to do anything else. Now, if you're a warbringer or something in the warrior class, you can do defense or attack. That's what I would do. Now, in the second string, what you want to do is you want to go in here and you want to do this. So you want to do what your primary is. Now for mage, this is really difficult, okay? Mage, you don't really use basic attack, you don't really need crit damage bonus, and you don't really need crit res. You could get those as a second option, but I wouldn't recommend it. Here's what I would do if I was a mage. I would get attack, and then I would get defense or HP next. Because you want to be tanky when you're a mage. You want to get those really high stats early on to help you survive and to help you do as much damage as possible. You don't have skill damage in here. Unless it's a soul 2, which I'm pretty sure it is. Now if it's a soul 2, I still... Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of these is a soul... Yeah, you see this? Skill crit damage. I would go for this, actually, if you're a mage. I would go for this. Skill crit damage or something else. That or another HP, but I would recommend going for something that will give you the most HP for your final damage over here with this. Now, my final attack has brought up this for my global attack up like by 20 million. It's crazy. So, yes, you definitely want these. And then, I would continue focusing on these primary 3. These primary 3 are really good, because you'll get global across the board. That's really, really important for any class. It doesn't matter if you're a mage, a warrior, or an archer. It's very important. Now, eventually you would like all of them. But there are some I would avoid if you're a certain class. For instance, crit resistance. It's really bad to have crit resistance. You don't need it. I would save this one probably for last. Look, crit resistance, and even if you fuse it, POW, crit, or POW damage, anything power related is such a waste. It's just not good. You don't need it. POWs don't do much damage. That's why you don't see a lot of players running the Wealthy Lizard, because of POW damage. Nobody needs POW damage. I used to run it, but there's so many better options. I switched it out for the Hero Bird. More attack speed is better for my class. There's no class unless maybe. Now, not even if you're a mage, you don't need it. Not even if you're a warrior, you don't need it. There's no class right now that needs the Wealthy Lizard. He's just not good. And that's just... whatever. But you don't need him. If you're a warrior, I'd probably go for this, the counter damage. Because what comes with counter damage is... What comes with counter damage? POW damage. Yeah, not a great one. So maybe even avoid this and go for like basic attack damage, which isn't bad. Now what does basic attack damage give? Basic attack damage gives here skill damage. This is also good for mage. I'd do this as well. Basic attack damage and skill damage. This is also really good. I do this for a mage. So the mage has a few options for upgrading, but I definitely would advise going for attack first, just to really get your DPS up so you can one-shot them easier. Yeah, so now for an archer. I'll do a breakdown for archer class first. Archer, I'd go for attack, then I'd go for one of these. I'd go for either the actual combo damage, or I'd go for HP or defense. And then, after that, if I chose this, since I chose this, I think I'll try and max out these two next. because these two are very important. They're the three staples of the game. And especially, it's a difference maker when you're playing somebody. Okay, if you have a low defense, you're probably going to lose to a mage. Or if you have a low HP, you're going to lose to a mage. If you have low of anything of these three, it's a real big difference maker. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of attack if you're just going to get one shot by a mage who does a ton of damage. It doesn't matter if you do a lot of damage if you can't hold your own. They can just one shot you. It just doesn't matter. So definitely don't put these aside to last. I definitely prioritize these in the first 5 souls at least that you should be getting to pink. Next, maybe go for something like, I don't know, something you need. Like basic attack damage, that's very good for a warrior. And that's also very good for an archer. Now, mage, it's not bad, but for mage, I definitely prioritize some other things. But even basic attack damage, when fused, gives you that skill damage. So that's good, I guess. So maybe this isn't a bad soul for mages after all. Now, make sure you're always salvaging this. It does hit a space limit, and it'll let you know if you have too many in here. So make sure you salvage those. I would also save these crystals for souls rushes. That's really good. There's a soul rush going on right now, actually, and some people have a lot of souls saved up, like 100,000. But getting these first 4 levels of 20,000 is really good because you can get these hammers, and these hammers are really good for the upgrading your artifact. So I definitely wouldn't put those aside. So that's really good. That's a breakdown of the souls. Now, depending on the order, obviously depends on your class, but how do you want to upgrade these souls is the next question. So what you need the most is what I upgrade the most first. For me, it was attack as an archer, and then it's the combo damage. These are also important. I wouldn't neglect these 3. I want these all to be very similar. For me, I will wait till the next rush to upgrade these even more. Now, I will say this, it gets really expensive once you start to upgrade them very high. Like, look at this, 4,600, 2,600, it's a lot, in 1,900, it's a lot more work just to get them all at even level. For this, a very good goal would be getting all these to 30, getting your primary to 30, which for me would be combo damage, and then focusing on these. These aren't as important yet for us, or for me, because they're not purple, they're not pink souls yet, so it doesn't matter as much for me, even though some players, like whales, would. But as a free-to-play player, getting your staples down is very important. Now, if you look at very big top players right now, they have all of these pink already. Like, it's insane. But they spent to get that. But once you get them all pink, I still would want... Leveling them all up, I still think, at one time, like saying this would all across the board would be 30, I still think that's a waste, because there's a lot of attributes you just don't need. Or, like crit resistance. You don't need that, and what it comes with is POW damage and POW resistance and stuff like that. It's just not needed. So I would focus more on leveling up something like your staple, like an HP or a defense or an attack. That's more worth your soul essence than anything else. Now when you're displaying them, it's pretty badass, honestly. Most of them are really cool. I love these animations. I'm currently using this one because that looks just badass. And then if you want to look at your attribute details, these are really nice. So, and you can also look at this, the soul preview. This shows you what the stats will look like as soon as you equip it. These are all level 1. So with you having the Immortal Spirit, it would be 20% global and 15% HP regen bonus. HP regen isn't that great. It kind of only really works with these 2 skills, which would be the ones with the shield, and the Natural's Renewal. It's not really that great to have anything else, in some Siphon ones, but it's really not that great. But some of the second skills, and the other thing I'll say is re-roll when you have the chance. If you have a perfect skill like this for me, like I'm not changing this is really good for my class, but this one, once I get another one of my pink soul over here, I'm re-rolling this. I don't need launch rate, and who needs launch rate really? It really won't save you in a battle. But you can see these other red souls you still want to stack up because re-rolling will be important, especially when you go to change your classes. Something like say if you're switching from an archer to a mage, you don't need the basic attack damage as much anymore. You need something more on the lines of skill crit or skill damage, something on that line. You don't need it as much. The other thing I will say for free to play is save your gems. Save them, please. I'm going to go over rushes now. So rushes. Rush events are really, really key. Okay? I have 22 Skywriter passes. I am saving for the Adaptive Slime right now. These are not reachable for free to play, by the way. As at the moment, they're not reachable for free to play. Because these require you to go here into the battle pass of the events. And it requires you to get, or no, not the battle pass. If you go into actual gacha, it requires these, and these are the only ways currently you can get them is the feather pass. So it's not really worth it. So I haven't got lucky on this in a while. I just don't get lucky. I just don't. So I mean, yeah, I just don't get lucky. I don't think I've ever pulled one of those. The only thing I pulled was this thing, but it was like 260 or 70 draws in the spin event. Yeah, I just don't get lucky. Save your gems as free to play. Look, I have 197,000, and here's why. If you go in here, there's going to be a rush event that is the one for the Mount Rush. It's going to be called Mount Rush. You want to save these up, these clock winders. And the biggest way to get those clock winders are from the shop here and spending 35,000 gems to get it. I could get 5,000. That's really good. Now, there's some people out there who just have like 20 or 30,000. But if you save up for like a month or plus, you'll have enough diamonds to even try and get up there. May not be first because the whale's in your server, but there's a very good chance you can get better rewards. Now, make sure you don't neglect doing your dailies for those gems. These gems up in these dailies really help. That's 400 gems right there. If you do this daily, look, I'm about to do this. I just gotta get 10 here, and I got 200 gems for free. And this was open, I don't know how long. This was open for a while, but over time, I think it's been here for 30 days. But you get 200 each time. Look, that was there for 30 days or something. 200 times 30? That's a lot of gems. What is that, 6,000 gems? Something like that? It's a lot of gems if you just save it. Trust me, you want to do that. I mean, these are really important stuff you need to do. These are dailies you gotta get done. You get these privileges, you get the claim all, you get the growth packs, you get these. That adds up quickly to 1,000 gems. 1,000 gems a day. And think about it, if you're not spending your gems on stupid stuff, you will definitely get that saved up. And then you save those up for any rush. Same with like farming. Don't just go spending on statue. I'm doing it just to get my third SS for combo. But you don't, once you have a solid statue, don't spend these. If you save up like 1.5 million, you're guaranteed first in the rush event. You're practically guaranteed it. And think about it, it only takes like 2 rotations to get there. For my method, it takes 2 rotations to get there if you do my method, which would be 25 fertilizer a day, 5 grow seeds, and then you want to go in here every Monday, get this, and then do your premium seeds only, and then boost it. You get just off that, almost probably like 200k. And that's really good. Like, it's really easy to get this. Now, I've been doing it for the past 2 rush events, and look, I'm at 2.4 mil. I'm almost halfway there to getting the Statue 9, which would be really nice. I don't think anybody in the game has it right now. Could be wrong, but I don't think anybody in the game has it. But this would be really good for me. So, definitely just try and get it. Try to save them up. And that rush is really good for free to play. It's the best free to play rush I know. for free to play friendly, because big spenders won't spend $100 on only 68,000 food. If they do that, or 57,000 food, something like that. Because if they do that, they're just wasting their money. $100 towards that, what you can get daily, is not worth it at all. You can get that in a day. Now, if they're mega whales and they're just doing that, well, I think you're just out of luck, because that's just terrible. Yeah, I will say, just save up your gems. There's so many opportunities to get gems in this game. I'm at 198,000 now, just off that, and I don't need to spend a ton of money here just to get that. Like, I don't even spend money. I'm free to play. I mean, you could check. I mean, I don't have anything in this game. Like, if we look here, privileges, skip all, inactive, don't have it, don't have the monthly, don't have the... Am I gonna delox myself? No. I don't have any of these. I've never spent money in my life on this game. And as much as I would love to spend some money on this game and get some of these stuff to help boost me, I just don't want to. Not that. I mean, just don't need to. And you can be just as good free to play as somebody who's pay to play if they are bad at the game. I mean, obviously there's some ridiculous people in this game. Like, if you go over here and you get a family brawl, look at the personal rankings for the actual season right now. You got Boring Woo. This dude's 80,000. That's like double mine. That's ridiculous. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially with souls and especially with rush events, definitely do those things. I promise you, it is going to be worth it. You want to do those, I promise. And save those soul shards for the soul event. For the soul rush, you get probably every rotation around 30,000 easily. You save up probably, I don't know, four rounds. It may be tedious, it may be long, but if you do it, saving up 4 rounds without maybe even getting the 4 stages done, it's worth it. You're gonna get it, I promise. It's just so much worth it. And another thing is when you go in the family shop, make sure you're using these, by the way, the family stuff. When I was saving my soul crystals, I just bought these. This is 10,000, and you can easily get 10,000 in a day if you're in a good active family. That's really nice to get. You can get the feathers. You can get most of anything. I know some players go for the empowerment gear. Some players go for these keys. But just doing those daily stuff every day definitely adds up to your gems, to your power. It's fine to lack power just to get a better investment in the future. Remember that. Sometimes you have to go back to go forward. And going back in power for like a few weeks isn't bad, just to spring in front of everybody else. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and that will help me out a ton with reaching audience across the world and help me get the next step in the creator. I did get the creator, by the way, the creator star, and I'm super happy. Thank you to the guys at Legends of Mushrooms and the people in Discord for believing in me, and shout out my family, and shout out server 1040. But thanks guys, and I hope you all have a great day, and peace.